Well, tonight, Kalamazoo city leaders are presented with a report regarding police response to a number of protests in 2020. City officials hired California-based consulting firm OIR to review the actions of KDPS. Our Chris Hugh joins us again to explain how the city is responding to this report. Chris.
Yeah, Andy, Kalamazoo City Manager Jim Ritzma just sent a statement thanking the OIR Group for its work. He says the city will work with the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety right away to develop a transparent plan that would implement OIR's recommendations. Those recommendations are from this 111-page report. Tonight, the firm shared its findings to the Kalamazoo City Commission and the Citizens Public Safety Review and Appeal Board.
Going forward,
as Kalamazoo leaders listened, residents spoke out.
This report had a lot of flaws,
voicing their frustrations.
The city owes the residents who endured racial trauma
over OIR Group's findings.
This was not worth the resources that have been spent on it.
That 111-page report analyzed how the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety handled the Black Lives Matter protests in May and June of last year.
Listen to us!
And the Proud Boys rally last August. During Tuesday night's presentation before city leaders, OIR Group says KDPS handled the first Black Lives Matter protests well.
May 30th in particular, the department showed a real consciousness of what was going on.
But the firm says in the following days, police could have responded better.
KDPS struggled to navigate between the protection of legitimate First Amendment activity and their desire to just control the situation.
The OIR Group says KDPS should have also been more prepared for the clashes between the Proud Boys and counter-protesters.
Because of the perception that police were targeting counter-protesters while giving the Proud Boys a pass.
Police did not have body cams during the Black Lives Matter protests. KDPS says it still conducted internal force reviews and found all uses of force to be within policy. OIR Group says it repeatedly asked for copies of those reports, but KDPS did not provide them.
We're paying $75,000 for this report. Why wasn't everything given to OIR?
There were also concerns about what the report was missing.
There was no data or information linking back to addressing the culture.
Kalamazoo Public Safety Chief Vernon Coakley also released a statement after tonight's meeting. He said in part, quote, "I look forward to working with the city and our residents to implement key changes to strengthen the department and our relationship with the community." The OIR report offered 40 recommendations for KDPS, including training and public communication strategies. OIR noted that KDPS is already making efforts to improve its procedures.
As COVID-19 transmission across the state climbs, Michigan health leaders are warning about another shutdown. News Channel 3's Trisha McCauley joins us live from the Branch County Fair in Coldwater to tell us why health officials are raising concerns even for outdoor events like this one.
Here at the Branch County Fair, most attractions are outside, so people are able to social distance, but the Michigan Health Department is still raising concerns about the spread of COVID-19 because there have been outbreaks at large outdoor events like county fairs and music festivals.
County fairs are back.
We're a 501c3 and not having a fair last year, it really hurt our fair and our economics. It's great to be back. It's great to have the kids back and see them having fun.
According to the CDC, Branch County currently has high COVID-19 transmission. The fair president says his team is working with the local health department on COVID-19 mitigation.
And we're trying to be safe. We're always been, biosecurity around our barns with sanitizing, but we've doubled those throughout the fair. Plus our ride company has sanitizing stations in the midway.
Fair organizers say masks are not mandatory at the fair, but they offer them to guests who want one. Health leaders encourage people to mask up indoors. Another West Michigan County fair kicking off this week is Calhoun County, where organizers are expecting to draw more than 90,000 people. Health leaders say with COVID-19 cases climbing, they hope to avoid outbreaks at these large events by people taking safety precautions. The fair president says he's glad county fairs are back and hopes everyone can stay safe.
Kids, they've been cooped up basically for a year. They're having fun. They want to show off what they do. You know, their exhibits, their crafts, their animals. It's just been nice to see it back to somewhat normal.
The Branch County wraps up here on Saturday, August 14, and that's when Calhoun County kicks off in Marshall.
Tonight, Kalamazoo County health officials tell News Channel 3 the department is considering a face mask mandate for local schools. Now, on the state level, masks are recommended in school settings, although so far they are not being required. News Channel 3's Andrew Feather joining us live in Kalamazoo tonight to explain why officials say they're really, Andrew, in kind of a no-win situation here.
Yes, Andy, the health officer here tells me that implementing a mask mandate in Kalamazoo County schools is a last resort, but if cases continue to skyrocket and the state doesn't step in, the county may be forced to act. Southwest Michigan students will soon be back in classrooms. Whether they're wearing a mask depends on their school district, with several school districts in Kalamazoo County currently preparing to reopen as mask optional. Health Officer Jim Rutherford says no options are off the table, including a local mask mandate.
We know that, we have the authority to invoke that. It's nothing that we take lightly.
He says recommendations but not requirements from the state health department put the weight of a highly polarizing public health decision on school boards and administrators, not public health professionals.
Unfortunately, because of the fact that Lansing isn't regulating this situation, and it's difficult for us to mandate it at the local level, it puts a huge burden on the school super.
Today, the State Board of Education met discussing COVID-19 in schools. Following 3 hours of divided public comment, the board amended a resolution that opposed mandatory masking in schools. The amendment, which passed, voiced support for schools choosing to mandate masking. That resolution is non-binding and carries no regulatory authority.
There already not being this layer of protection around adequate ventilation. I mean, you want to take the protection that they have away, you're killing our children. That's on you.
Oh, come on.
In the last month, state data shows COVID-19 cases in children 12 and under have jumped by about 400%. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has issued guidelines recommending universal masking in schools. Now, Rutherford tells me that low vaccination rates among school-age children is alarming as they prepare to head back into the classroom in a couple weeks. Now, in Kalamazoo County, less than half of all eligible school-age children, that's children 12 and older, that are eligible to receive a vaccine have actually gotten one. Now, that is higher than the statewide average, but experts say it is still too low.